and this is not filmed. You may not realize it, but I'm an 8th Cherokee Indian. I grew up in Indian boarding schools at Cherokee, North Carolina, for 9 grades. Then they sent me to Oklahoma to finish high school, which is 10, 11, and 12. And Oklahoma, Chilocco Indian School in Oklahoma. It was more or less a trade school, and my trade was baking, and that's how I eventually get into the Krispy Kreme donuts.
What did you do after high school?
Well, when I left high school, there was a little course in New York run by Fleshman Yeast Company, and their purpose in running this was it was free, but their purpose was to sell yeast to the bakers. So everybody that had a potentially career in the bakery, and they would he could go to school there. It was only about a 6-week course. It was baking technology. But I did this 3 years, and I guess it was 1935, going way back, that I left there and went into the baking world, and first one bakery after another. And I met with Vernon Rudolph once while I was traveling, and he had actually not a same kind of background, but very similar from coming from the country. And he had this donut business that he was hipped on, and we got to talking and ended up that I went to work with Vernon Rudolph, and he gave me a portion of the company to do it. And so he had the idea, and I was gung-ho, and together we went out. And in other words, but he had the donut company going in a small way. But it kind of surprised me at my duties. He had me to come in and run the business while he was out seeking new locations and growing, and there was no end to what he had in mind. And actually, when we end up with a blending plant, an equipment plant, and operating bakeries as well as franchise operating donut shops as well as franchise donut shops, we were the only company in the world doing all of it. And I don't know that we have a competitor in it now. We have people who blend prepared mix, people who build the equipment and build who operate donut shops, but we are the only one, we're the only ones, and I still think we are, to have the whole picture. So we had a Chilocco, which is not too far from here, about 100 miles, was actually a trade school, and I was unable to continue into college, so I like that and baking was my trade, and we had about 1,400 students, and we baked for the students. I would get the job in the summertime because I couldn't go home anyway. It was about 1,200 miles, and so I'd work in the summer, and then I'd have me a little money to tide me over the school year.